Hey guys, Morgan's Maintenance. Today's video is going to be a tool haul video. That's where I go over several things that I picked up, whether it's products or tools in the last little bit, and I discuss, the cost of them, where I bought them, why I bought them, those kinds of things, and then maybe the main features. Again, it's not going to be a review video for any of these. I'm not going to go over every single detail of these tools, and for the most part, that's what I hold these back for. There's not a lot you can say about some things, so I just put them into one video together, and more so it's just to let you know that these things are out there and an option in case you didn't know about them. That's kind of the idea behind the tool haul videos. But before we jump into the tools, I also did want to say thank you to everyone. We're getting close to 20,000 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy to me. But I don't ask every video, hey, make sure you comment, make sure you like and subscribe, those kinds of things. I've always said, I feel like if you're going to, you're going to. There's no point in somebody asking every single video. But because I don't ask for that every single video, I also don't say thank you, to everybody who has subscribed, liked, and comment on videos and things like that. So I just wanted to take some time. I appreciate every single one of you that does that every single video. I mean, for the most part, there's several of us that just talk back and forth every single video. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. I live for the comment section. That's what I absolutely love about this channel more than anything. So again, I just wanted to say thank you. For all those who've been sticking with me. We've got almost 20,000 subscribers. That's absolutely crazy, but that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump into some tools. So the first couple things I picked up are actually from Toughbuilt, and I'm only throwing this in here because I picked these up yesterday, and I think it's a pretty good deal. These are the Toughbuilt. They're the 3-pack fastener bags. Part number is TB94M3. I'm sure you can probably get these at Lowe's, but I actually was in Menards, and they've got this 3-pack on sale for $4.48, and I just felt like that's a really good deal. I use things like this all the time to separate things in my truck. I just find it to be pretty useful. They're actually made, they're called fastener bags, but you could put whatever you wanted to in here. And it's roughly 9 inches this way, 6 inches this way, and I would say you could probably fit maybe 3.5 inches, once you flare it out type thing. It's going to be it's going to be tighter down at the bottom than it's going to be at the top. But it also has a little bit of a see-through action going on right there. So whatever fastener or tools or whatever else you want to use it for, you're still going to be able to see those in there. So I think that's a pretty good deal. I got the last ones that my Menards had. I'm sure they're going to sell out pretty quick. But if you've got a Menards near you, you need some little parts bags. They've even got a little, hook on it right here that you can hang that up on something as well. Has a zipper closer as far as closing up to keep those fasteners in there. I think that's a pretty good deal. $4.48 for 3 of those. They've also got their Toughbuilt razor blade knives. This pack of 30 is on sale for like $1. So if you need any of these, I bought them specifically because some of the Toughbuilt things, my little knife that turns into a scraper, you have to have these. So I bought a couple packs. I mean, for $1. I'm going to throw them in my drawer here. I should be stocked up for life because that's really about the only tool I use these in. So that's going to work out well. So again, on sale at Menards. Just letting you know that they're out there. If you've got a Menards and you want some of these, they might be out of them. Somebody might have already bought them all, but you might want to go check that out. So the next tool that I picked up is the Warson LED flashlight. Model on this is T7. This is going to run you, I picked it up on Amazon for, it's $15 normal price. Right now they've got a coupon for $4 off, so $11 is what this ended up costing me. And I came to know about it because the company Warson actually contacted me and said they'd like to send me a T7. See what I thought about it. Well, I got on Amazon to look at it to see if it was something I'd be interested in, and I saw that it was going to cost me $11, so I just went ahead and bought me one, had it sent to my house. And the reason why I bought it is because, to me, my Olight ArcFlex here, by far probably my favorite flashlight from Olight that I've got from them anyways. I really like it. I like the shape of it. It's not circle. It just fits in your pocket better, those kinds of things. But the main thing I liked about this is I've got a straight-on flashlight, or I can turn it and flex it and it shines out. So again, if I want to put it in my shirt pocket while I'm walking, I've got a light out in front of me. I use it a lot in my tool bags. That way I can just turn my bag to wherever I'm working, shine a light onto my workspace. Works super nice. I really like it. But this one's going to cost you $80. So $80 versus $11. So to me, where this kind of steps in is, if I want that kind of a light, if I want some kind of option like this, it's kind of in that price range of, would I buy this over maybe just like a Milwaukee pen light or something like that? I like the fact that this slides in your pocket. Really, really nice. Fits super nice inside there. But again, this one doesn't have a flex head like the Olight, but it's got a light here in the front, so that can shine out. If I put it in my tool bag, I can turn this light on, shine it on my workspace. Also has a light out here in the front, so I can get the same kind of thing, just works in a little bit different way. So it's not the same build quality. That's why it cost $11. I don't feel like it's the same substantial thing as this Olight is, but it doesn't feel bad. And again, it's super thin, much thinner than that of the Olight. I think this one is a 0.59 thickness if I remember right. Also only weighs 1.34 ounces. It does have USB-C charging. They provide you with a cable in the box, but you can open up here and you can charge in that USB-C port right there. They say it has a 2 to 12 hour runtime, just depending upon which setting that you have it on, which is going to be plenty for me for what I'm going to use it for. It's not like I'm going to have this thing on all day long. Has a 675 milliamp hour battery inside of it. So it has several different modes. Also has a magnetic base as far as that O-light is as well. So I can also stick it on here, have a light shine out here or that way. So if you got someplace metal, you can typically get it where you want to. So again, it's got several modes. I can shine it out this way. You press that power button right there. That light's going to come on. If I double click it from there, I get that strobe mode. I'm going to click it back and turn it off. I turn it back on, it's that front one, and then I turn it on here. You're going to see the front light come on. There's 3 different settings on that. There's a low, medium, and high. There's that highest setting, and then there's this blue and red strobe. I'm not sure you're going to be able to see that. I kind of probably wouldn't use that, but I could see that as something where if you clipped it on yourself riding a bike or something like that. One thing that take note of is you have to cycle through every single one of these. It doesn't remember your settings, so every time I turn it off and turn it back on, it's going to come to this light. And then if you want this one or you want the high setting, you know, you're going to have to do that. I'll show you the lights here underneath a sink that's kind of dark, just to give you an idea of the light output. So again, not a bad light, and for 11 bucks, I really like the idea of having this because, you know, I can feel better about taking this in my pocket or something like that. Something happens to it, I'm not losing my $80 flashlight that I keep in my tool bag. It kind of, again, is for $11, I'd be willing to buy this maybe over a pen light or something like that, because again, this fits in your pocket like a shirt pocket. Super nice, that slim profile. But again, that's the Warson T7. You can get it for 11 bucks. That's one of the other tools that I picked up. So the next thing I picked up is from Vessel. It is a mag enhancer, the MGEP2. I picked this up based on some comments during the best locking bit holder, talking about wanting a magnetic bit holder, those kinds of things. Several people said you've been using these. I picked these up on Amazon for $5.55. There's 2 of them in here, so triple nickel. That's what it's going to cost you on the price. Really good price in my opinion. And it's basically just a magnetizer for your bits. Works on several different things. So, you know, here's a Milwaukee bit that's got like that torsion zone. I don't know what Milwaukee calls theirs. But again, you can see here's a drywall screw and a fixture screw. I'm not picking up those. I can put this on and it still will even fit on that torsion zone, or you can slide it on further back. And now it's made my bit magnetic, and so it's really nice. Holds that screw pretty good. Again, here's a long number 6 fixture type screw. Does a pretty decent job on that, because normally those fall off super easy. The reason why that would be better than maybe a locking bit holder is because now you can have a magnetic bit, and then you can slide this on back. If you got to get really deep in somewhere, you're still going to be able to do that. But it's also basically the same as having one of these that's a magnetizer, because I can take this all the way off now, and now that I've had that magnet on there, my bit is still magnetic. So it's basically the same as if I run this through the demagnetizer. I'm going to get it to where it's not magnetized anymore. You can see I'm not picking up this screw, but I can just take this Vessel, run it through it, and then now I've got a magnetic bit. So you can leave it on there to make sure you don't have to sit there and redo it every so often, or if it's getting in your way, just use this as a very small option to keep in a EDC bag or something like that, or a tool bag, instead of having to carry something a little bit bigger. Works for that. Of course, you can also, here is a Vera screwdriver. I actually had already kind of tried that on this, so let me take the demagnetizer and get it to where I'm not picking up this screw. You can see now it's not magnetized. I can also just put it on a regular screwdriver, and now I've got a magnetic screwdriver there. So lots of options to use this. It even works on if you have a insulated screwdriver. You can see here, not picking up that screw as well, but it has to be a slim profile, because I can now put this on there, and now my insulated screwdriver, which is sometimes hard to find a magnetic option for that. Now I've magnetized my insulated screwdriver as well. Now again, it has to be a slim profile, because once you get into something like this Vera here, that has that lip, you're not going to be able to get that to slide onto that shaft because that shaft's too thick. It has to be a 1/4 inch shaft. So if you've got something, again, any kind of slim tip insulated screwdrivers, I think that's a really nice use for that, because there's not a lot of options out there for magnetic insulated screwdrivers. But that is the Vessel, again, mag enhancers. I think it's a really good option to keep in your tool bag. $5.55 for 2 of them, so $2.25 a piece. Not that bad in my opinion. So you guys can let me know if any of you have these, but this is something else that I picked up here recently. So the next thing I picked up is probably one of the most requested, or as far as you need to get this and try it out type tools. Ever since I started this channel, I don't know how many people have told me I need to pick this up, and it's the Vera Tool Check Plus. This is the metric version. This one's going to run you $75. Of course, they have a SAE version as well. And the reason why I didn't pick it up is because it's $75. I've always felt like that was a little bit expensive, especially to only have, you know, one set of sockets whenever I typically am going to need both. And I kind of felt the same way about the Klein, you know, mod box with that 1/4 inch pass-through ratchet. This being $50, that's why it took me a while to buy this. I just felt like for $50, that's a lot of money for that kind of price. And again, it's very similar in size as far as that way. The Tool Check Plus is definitely a lot slimmer, and you get screwdriver, a couple different things. It's not the same tool, but I'm saying price comparison wise, you know, that's, to me, these are a lot of money for what you're actually getting in the tools in a way. But now that I've actually got it in my hand, and I didn't buy this, he was in the Guest of Trade videos. He emailed me and said he had 2 of these metric sets and he'd like to send me one. And I told him, you know, that's a little bit too much money for you to just send me something for free. I'd be willing to buy it from you. Well, we talked back and forth for a while, and I ended up sending him a set of Knipex electrical installation pliers off Amazon, and traded them basically for these, and he mailed these out to me. So I appreciate him sending them to me. I really do appreciate that. And on top of that, he also sent me a ton of stickers, which I absolutely love. I keep those all over all my toolboxes and things like that. So I've got a lot of different new stickers all over my toolboxes. So as far as how this goes, now that I've got it in my hand, is it still a little bit too expensive for $75? Probably so, but I get the appeal of it. It is a lot smaller than kind of I expected it to be. It's going to fit in tool bags a little bit better now that I've seen it in person. Again, that's the problem with a tool like this. I watch a lot of videos, I see certain things, but until you actually get your hands on it, you can't really tell, and it's not something I can pick up locally at a store. So again, basically with this, you get your sockets here, and the thing I like about this more than anything is the case. You're not really stuck with these. Now the markings are on there to where it's going to say whatever these sizes are, but if I get out my Milwaukee little 1/4 inch socket set here and open this up, I'm going to get out just, here's a 1/2 inch socket. So I could take these off. If I want to build myself my own kit, I can put any 1/4 inch socket on here that I want to. So that makes it a little bit more appealing to me, because now basically I could build out a kit for my EDC with the socket sizes. Maybe I use a 10mm, but I also use some SAE versions of sockets. I can kind of play around and move stuff around and change it out. So that's an option that you can do on it. You get lots of bits in here. They fold out, super easy to get to. They're even a little bit longer bits. I kind of like that as well, as far as just seems like you might be able to get a little deeper on some stuff. And Vera makes really good bits, I will say that. You also get this little screwdriver to use on those bits. It's got that magnetic bit retention in there, which Vera's always been pretty good on that as well. See if I can get you the snap. Yeah, really tight snap there. So I think I've actually even already had one of these little screwdrivers. I bought it on accident. It was crazy cheap. I didn't realize what size it was, but I got it. So I've already had one of these. You do get that little small Vera 1/4 inch ratchet. It's pretty small, going to get you in some tight spots, but then it's also, that's kind of a downside, is it's really small. You're not going to be able to get a lot of leverage on it. I think it's pretty close to the same size. It's even smaller than the Icon ratchet, so I do prefer the flex head on the Icon. It would be nice if this Vera was also a flex head, but it's kind of too small probably to even have that. And then of course you also get, this is the wrap adapter that I talked about, in that bit holding load, or what's the best locking bit holder. That's where I got this from. I didn't have one of these that actually was loose from a screwdriver until I got this kit and was able to try this out. So that's my first wrap adapter as well. So again, it's a compact package. Do I still think it's worth $75? Maybe it's a little bit worth more than what I thought it was now that I've actually got it in my hand and see how compact it is, because that's a lot of stuff you can get done, you know, in the size of my hand. Basically, that's what size it is. So appreciate P you giving me the option, because I probably would have never bought it, but you making the offer made it a little bit more appealing to me for me to try out. So again, this is going to stay in my truck for sure as an option. I really like how easy it is to get those, you know, bits in and out. That's super nice, and they're held in there tight too. I don't think they're ever going to fall out, but they are easy to get in and out whenever you need them. But Tool Check Plus, I know a lot of you out there have it. Let me know what your thoughts on it if you have it, if you felt like it was a good purchase, one of those, hey, I'm glad I bought that thing, or do you have buyer's regret because it cost you $75, $80? Let me know that in the comments below. Another thing that I went ahead and picked up is by Malco. This is the MSH C3 3/8 and 7/16 reversible. So it's very much like your 1/4 and 5/16 that everybody's had for a really long time. Been using the Malcos, are great. And then I think this one might be a metric, but they have a 3/8 and 5/16. This one's a 10 and 8, but they've always had a 3/8 and 5/16. They came out with that a little bit after they came out with the 1/4 inch and 5/16. Well, this one's a new version. This one's the 7/16 and 3/8. It looks a little bit different. Looks like it's even made maybe out of some different stuff. It's a lot shinier. It's kind of like a gray. It looks really nice in my opinion. I really like the look of it. So did I need this? Probably not. I really like how all the Malcos fit inside of these spots on your Vito bags if you've got one of those. But I went ahead and picked it up. I have plenty of 3/8 and 7/16 flip sockets, and if I got the smaller shaft here, you can still use, you know, that on there. It's still, the Malco is a little bit smaller as far as in the length. It's not by much, but it's a little bit shorter. So if you really want the most compact size you can get, you know, that's the Malco inside of your Milwaukee M12 impact there. And here is the Klein flip socket inside of there. It sticks out just a hair farther. So again, not crazy amount. I wouldn't say that's the huge selling point of it. The one thing about the Malco is you're going to have a bigger magnet. It's not drastically bigger, but it is bigger for sure. So you're going to get more magnetic retention. And if it's anything else, again, I've not had any problems with my Kleins. I use these flip sockets and screwdrivers probably more than I use them in my impacts and things like that, because I've got individual nut drivers and stuff like that, and I tend to grab these Malcos, to be honest with you, just because I've been using these much longer than the Klein in my impact. I've always got several of the Malcos laying around, so whenever I'm doing 1/4 and 5/16, I throw the Malcos in still because I've just got them already. And I've never had a problem with the Malco. I've not had a single one of them break, anything like that. I haven't had any Klein ones break either, but I've had some comments on magnets and things like that. So again, I haven't had that problem, but I've had that problem brought up to me in the comment section. So I don't know that the Malco's not built better. Couldn't tell you that for sure because I just got it. Haven't used it a whole awful lot, and it would probably take a long time for it to break anyways. But this just feels like a substantial tool to me. And again, the nice thing about any of these flippable ones is you can now take that off, wipe your magnet off, put it back in, versus if you just got a nut driver, you're not going to be able to do that. So I picked up the 2-inch one because again, I like how those fit in these spots on the Vito bags. I can always extend this in a lock and bit holder. Any lock and bit holder I'm going to use is probably going to be smaller than that 3/8. So if I can get this into wherever I'm going, I'm going to be able to get that lock and bit holder. But they do sell a 4-inch version, also a 6-inch version, and then the sawtooth version as well, which I have a video for the 5/16 and 1/4 inch sawtooth version. You can use that to get to fasteners that are like buried in caulk and tape, and actually it's made for HVAC people to deal with the pooky stuff. I've got a video again showing this in use on some caulk. But I didn't need that option on this. That's not something I use. So, but if you are someone who uses 3/8 and 7/16 all the time, and you swap back and forth, pretty good option. Again, if you don't already own a flip socket, you can achieve the same thing with the flip socket, but maybe you don't have that, and this is the only 2 sizes you use. You don't need any of those other ones. This might be a pretty good option for you. And again, this one at 2 inches comes in at $11, which isn't a bad price. And again, the quality build on these Malcos has been super nice. So let me know if any of you picked this up. I know I made a post. Maybe some of you picked it up at that time. Let me know if you picked it up. But again, this is another thing that I picked up here recently. And then the last thing I picked up, many of you know about because I made a video of whenever this went on sale. I actually ordered mine at, it was on the sale was on 6/7. I ordered mine at 4:44 a.m. right whenever I made that video. And these are the Klein ratcheting wrenches. And again, it's got that open end kind of on one side and then the ratcheting end on the other. It's got the reversible where if you got to swap sides, it's not got a switch that changes. Instead, it's just reversible. So you got to take it on and off in order to do that. So I picked these up for $40 a piece. So it's got a metric set here that goes from 8mm to 19mm, and then a SAE set from 5/16 to 3/4. Normal price on these is, they were like $79 whenever they first came out, so 80 bucks. Right now, I think they're still on sale for $60, so that's $20 off. But that one day, it was a deal of the day on Lowe's. They had them for $40 a piece. I went ahead and picked them up, mainly because I like this right here. They come in these little pouches that you can put them in, and they're all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-piece sets. You got that color coding on there along with the markings here for your sizes. I like this right here because I'm going to keep these in my truck. That is super nice, super compact overall size. Let me go ahead and get that for you. Roughly about 10 inches by, we're going to say 5.5 inches, and then about 2 inches to 2 1/4 inches deep. You've also got that nice Klein logo right there. This right here just, to me, is going to fit my truck a lot better than that of these, like in my toolbox here where I got those little racks. So this isn't a good option to me for a toolbox. Who wants to get this out of your toolbox every single time? You know, open it up like this, get out your wrenches. Unless you're someone who goes in your toolbox, takes stuff out, and goes somewhere with them, this might be a more compact way to carry them to the place where you're working. And then again, you can fold them out and you can see them all right there. Again, you got that Klein logo back there on the orange. I compared, here's the Husky ratchet wrenches that I have in my garage. This one's a 17mm, so this was the biggest size that I actually had in metric. But if I take the Klein 17mm to compare it with that, so maybe you've got a Husky brand, they are shorter in length than my Husky, which can be a positive, can be a negative. You're not going to get the same amount of leverage, but you're also maybe going to be able to fit it somewhere that maybe you couldn't fit the other one. Thickness wise, not a lot difference on that. I think it's pretty much about the same. And again, they're 90 tooth, 4-degree arc swing. So I really like them. I think they look nice. I like the Klein tools on there as well. And again, more than anything for me, it was all about getting them with this pouch, and again, getting them for $40. I don't think there's any way I would have bought these for $80 a piece, but at $40 a piece, I didn't want to miss out on that. But to be able to have all those wrench sizes right there, able to just slide in and out of your truck, I think that those are really good options. So yeah, guys, that is my tool haul over the last little bit. Several tools that I picked up here recently, several different little products. Let me know in the comments below if you own any of these, if you've been using any, if you're going to pick up any of them, what you think about them, those kinds of things. And if you have been using some, give your experience just to let the commenters down below and the people who read the comments get a little bit more information to make a better decision on whether or not some of these might be the right fit for them. But again, just letting you know all these things are out there in case it's something that's useful to you. Hope this video was helpful in some way. You guys stay safe. Have a blessed day. See you on the next video.